Hey all, it's Jess from Sunflower Dairy, and I am out here in the greenhouse. I'm going to be planting some stuff in here. It's starting to get dark, so I gotta hurry. But I planted things in the greenhouse this past summer with warm weather crops to see how things would do outside compared to in here in the greenhouse. And I've gotten about a month longer out of the warm weather crops in here than outside, so I'm pretty happy with that. I just kind of wanted to see the comparison, how much longer of a growing season I could get in here with the warm weather crops, so I feel like that's pretty good. But I'm going to be going ahead and planting some cold weather crops in here. I have already amended these beds. I have put in nutrients, compost, and fertilizer in here. If you want to get stuff out of your soil, you have to put back into your soil, especially if you just had a crop in here and then you're going to put another crop in here. It's good to keep your soil amended so that if you want healthy plants, you need to make sure that you have healthy soil. So for cold weather crops, I have scarlet kale, mustard greens, there's some dino kale, here's some parsley, there's some lettuce, and there's some radishes. So this greenhouse is not heated, so we are relying on the warmth of the sun and for the greenhouse to keep the heat in here. So let's go ahead and plant some things in this garden bed. So I'm just going to be doing a few rows of each thing, and things will grow a little bit slower out here because we are past changing the clocks, so we don't have as much daylight during the day. So usually plants grow faster when there's a certain amount of daylight. So these will grow a little bit slower, but the main thing is that the soil is not frozen. It's not frozen. It needs to be workable. But as long as the soil is workable, we should be able to get some plants grown in here. And I have been checking the greenhouse every day to see if it has frozen in here at all, and it has not gotten a freeze in here in the greenhouse yet. I still have a few garden planters with flowers in them. They look perfectly fine. So it should be warm enough in here for some cold weather crops to start growing. If this doesn't work out, I can always start some cold weather crops inside and transfer them out here. Usually as long as they get started, they'll be fine. It just takes a little bit longer for them to get started when you're direct seeding them. So if I have to start some inside and transfer those cold weather crops out here, I can do that. But if I can just direct sow some out here and they grow out here perfectly fine, then that will be better. Alright, I'm going to cover these up. I did a couple rows of each thing. And I'm just going to water them in. I'm going to grab my watering can. I'm just going to water these in really well. If you don't have a greenhouse, I've heard of a lot of people doing like a cold frame with you can do like hog panels with plastic, or you can do, I've also heard of people doing cold frames with like old windows really low to the ground, just keeping all the cold weather out of there. Usually you can at least grow greens through the winter depending on how cold it gets, but for the most part you should be able to grow cold hardy greens. Alright all, I have those watered. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.